We teach the most diverse group of students that we have ever had. So we need to use the most diverse set of instructional strategies we've ever used. Today I'm going to talk to you about 5 rules of design thinking that we can use to reach all students. I need to say a quick thank you to Cameron Sinclair and Leonie Watson for their work on these rules in the fields of architectural design and web design. And they're spurring me on to think about how these rules apply to what we do in instructional design for all of our students. Rule number 1 is to teach like you're Banksy, the rule-breaking graffiti artist who calls attention to social justice issues with his work. Now, most of you sitting here are looking at this one thinking, I'm not a rule breaker. Well, I have a feeling you are, given the right circumstances. Most of you have never seen these before. These are the published rules for the board game Monopoly, and none of you play by them. Nobody I've ever met does. We change the rules for all sorts of reasons. Some of those rules make the game go shorter, some go longer. Some make the game louder, some quieter, some make the game more fair, some make the game less fair. But every rule that we change, that we keep, we did it because it made the game more fun. And that's important. Teach like you're Banksy. Read the rule book, then rip it up. Create something that challenges the accepted wisdom. Because any rule that prevents students from getting the education they deserve is a rule that is begging to be broken. Rule number 2 is to teach like you're Da Vinci, the modern high school counselor's nightmare. Da Vinci didn't see art, engineering, anatomy, and physiology as separate subjects. He let what he learned in one field inform what he did in another. What about us? We don't build resource rooms for hamsters. We put what the hamster needs right in the environment where we expect them to be. Why haven't we learned that lesson yet for the kids that we serve? Teach like you're Da Vinci. Be curious about everything. Never stop questioning how you can make things better with what you've already learned. Rule number 3, then, is to teach like you are Coco Chanel, who redefined beauty for a whole generation and beyond. At a time when women's fashion was designed by men who tried to fit them all into one certain standard, Chanel had a much broader idea for what women's fashion ought to be. It's the same dynamic at work in this picture. Some people see this picture and they see a joyous reunion. Some people look at this picture and see someone bringing bad news. And it has a lot to do with the context and the background that we see this picture. It's the same thing that happens for violinist Josh Bell to go to a busy Metro DC station and play his $1 million Stradivarius violin, and only one person in 1,000 recognized him and stopped to listen to the music. Teach like you're Chanel. Strive for beauty and elegance, but understand that those things will not be the same for everyone, especially the students who need our attention the most. Rule number 4 is to teach like you are I.K. Brunel, who knew that you couldn't get new-to-the-world things and first-of-its-kind products by doing the same thing that you've always done, the same way you've always done it. When Brunel had these amazing ideas, it was this odd mix of competition and collaboration that helped him to build higher bridges, deeper tunnels, bigger ships, faster trains than had ever been built before. But make no mistake about it, Brunel worked in a world where failure was catastrophic, sometimes fatal, and not to be pursued. Instead, when failure happened, it was to be learned from in order for it not to be duplicated in the future. Teach like you're Brunel. Know that planning is important, but that imagination is what really makes the extraordinary possible in the lives of our students and the things that we design. Now, there is a 5th rule, but I can't tell you what it is because I don't know you. I know what it is for me, but I don't know what it is for you, because the more I talk to teachers about these rules, I find that every teacher has their own 5th rule that comes from their own passions and their own reasons why they got into education in the first place. This shows you some of the people that teachers have told me represents the 5th rule for them and why they do what they do for students. And you have a 5th rule too. Remember that when you plant lettuce, if it doesn't grow well, you don't blame the lettuce. You look for reasons that it's not doing well. It may need more fertilizer, more water, less sun. You look for reasons that it's not doing well, but you never, ever blame the lettuce. Thank you.
Woo! That was really good.